I will never play Charlie Charlie after learning this. Here's why. Long ago, in a small Spanish village, there was a boy named Charlie. He was curious, adventurous, loved playing games. Charlie was the kind of boy who would explore every nook and cranny of the village, always looking for something new and exciting. His friends admired his bravery and often followed him on his little adventures. But one day, Charlie vanished. The entire village was thrown into a state of panic. Search parties were formed, and every corner of the village and surrounding areas was scoured, but Charlie was nowhere to be found. His disappearance remained a mystery, and whispers of supernatural involvement began to circulate. They say he was playing a game to summon spirits. The spirits weren't friendly. According to the legend, Charlie had stumbled upon an ancient book of spells and rituals. Intrigued by the promise of communicating with the other side, he decided to try one of the summoning games. Little did he know, the spirits he called upon were malevolent and vengeful. Charlie was never seen again. The village mourned his loss, but the story of his disappearance became a cautionary tale passed down through generations. Parents would warn their children about the dangers of meddling with the supernatural, using Charlie's story as a grim reminder. Fast forward to today. A group of teenagers in a cluttered bedroom decided to play the Charlie Charlie game. They had heard the legend and were curious to see if there was any truth to it. The room was filled with nervous excitement as they prepared to begin the game. Tina held 2 pencils. Are you guys ready? Let's see if this really works. The group gathered around, their eyes fixed on the pencils, waiting for something to happen. Jessie, nervous, asked, "What if it's true? What if we actually summon Charlie?" Her voice trembled with fear, but there was also a hint of curiosity in her eyes. Clara laughed. "It's just a game. Come on, let's do it." She tried to lighten the mood, but there was an underlying tension that everyone could feel. They placed the pencils on a paper marked with yes and no. The room fell silent as they waited for a response. Tina cleared her throat. "Charlie, Charlie, are you there?" Her voice was steady, but her hands shook slightly as she held the pencils. The pencils stayed still. Then the top pencil slowly moved to yes. The group gasped in unison, their eyes wide with shock and disbelief. Jessie's eyes widened. "Did you see that?" Her voice was barely above a whisper, but the fear in her tone was unmistakable. The room grew tense. The air seemed to thicken, and an uneasy silence settled over the group. Lights flickered. A cold breeze swept through. The sudden chill sent shivers down their spines, and they huddled closer together. Clara, panicking, "This is getting weird, let's stop." Her voice was high-pitched and frantic, and she looked around the room as if expecting something to jump out at them. Tina, defiant, "No way! We have to ask more questions." Her determination was unwavering, and she seemed almost possessed by the need to continue the game. The pencils moved erratically, spelling out cryptic messages. The words that appeared were disjointed and eerie, sending a wave of fear through the group. Jessie whispered, "What does it mean?" Her voice was barely audible, and her eyes were wide with terror. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from outside the room. The sound was deafening, and they all jumped in fright. They screamed. The fear was palpable, and they scrambled to get away from the source of the noise. The next day at school, they couldn't stop thinking about it. The events of the previous night replayed in their minds, and they couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. Tina, anxious, "I feel like Charlie is watching us." Her voice was filled with dread, and she kept glancing over her shoulder as if expecting to see Charlie standing there. Jessie, nervously, "I had nightmares all night. What if we really summoned him?" Her eyes were bloodshot, and dark circles had formed under them from lack of sleep. Clara tried to lighten the mood. "It's just a game. We're being silly." But her laughter was forced, and it was clear that she was just as scared as the others. But the tension was palpable. The group was on edge, and every little noise made them jump. The group began to distance themselves from each other. The fear and paranoia were too much to bear, and they found it easier to cope on their own. And Charlie, he might be closer than they think. The legend of Charlie Charlie had come to life, and the group would never be the same again. The haunting presence of Charlie lingered, a constant reminder of the dangers of playing with the unknown.
Remember, children, Charlie was not just a boy. He became a legend. He seeks attention, and those who play with him must be careful. We didn't take it seriously. We thought it was just a game. We should have listened. You've awakened something that should have remained asleep. Charlie is restless. We need to end this. We have to apologize to Charlie. Charlie, we're sorry. We didn't mean to disturb you. Is he really forgiving us? Remember, legends teach us to respect the unknown. Charlie's story is a reminder of the balance between curiosity and caution. We learned our lesson. No more games with spirits. Agreed. Let's stick to the living from now on. As the night grew darker, Charlie's footsteps echoed louder. He knew he shouldn't have taken that path, but it was too late to turn back now. The eerie silence was only broken by the occasional rustle of leaves, sending shivers down his spine. And so the legend of Charlie continues, a tale of curiosity, caution, and the restless spirit that remains forever in the shadows. Around campfires, his story is whispered, a warning to those who dare to play with the unknown. The old books hold secrets, and Charlie's tale is just one of many. We must be careful with the stories we tell and the games we play. For some legends are not just stories, but warnings from the past. The Charlie hunt continues. And so, the legend of Charlie continues. A tale of curiosity, caution, and the restless spirit that remains forever in the shadows, originating from a simple game played by children. The story of Charlie has evolved into a chilling urban legend. Many have tried to summon the spirit, seeking answers to their deepest questions, only to be met with unsettling responses, reports of strange occurrences, unexplained phenomena, and eerie coincidences have been linked to the game. The legacy of Charlie serves as a reminder of the thin veil between our world and the unknown, and the dangers of what lies beyond. And sometimes, the unknown laughs back.
Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe. Ding.